Thank you, Mr. Vice President. Thank you, members of the executive. And thank you most especially to Ground Zero. This declaration is dedicated to the martyrs of our revolution, to all those who bled so that Ambazonia shall yet be free. I want to dedicate this time over here in Dublin to all the prisoners in the Condengi maximum security prison, in different detention centers across Cameroon, and in Bamenda and other unknown places. We are here today because of all of you who have been locked up, all of you whose liberty has been taken away. Without your sacrifices, Ambazonia will not be where it is today. Without your dedication, we will not have the pride that we have in our revolution today. Our soldiers on Ground Zero are the true heroes of our revolution. There are those who have defied the odds, who have stood against all differences, who have defied the occupier in our homeland, to make sure that Ambazonia shall yet be free. You have been fighting block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, to make Ambazonia ungovernable. You have made sure you impose a higher cost on the occupation of our homeland, making La République pay a high price for 57 years of thuggery, assassination, extrajudicial execution. It is because of you on Ground Zero that we have humbled Cameroon to be able to answer for the crimes that they have committed on our people. It is because of you that we are standing today as Ambazonians to proclaim to the world that we are a free people. It is because of Ground Zero, their sacrifices, their dedication, their denial to accept any outcome that does not end the occupation of our homeland, that we are able to speak. We are messengers. We are your messengers. We speak because of you. We speak because of your sacrifices. We speak because of your unwavering commitment to the truth, to the outcome that guarantees for you and the next generation a free homeland. Without you, this revolution would have been destroyed by enablers, by collaborators. Without you bleeding, without you making sure our resources are not exploited, without you making sure that our territory remains ungovernable for the occupier, we will not be where we are today. For more than 57 years, some of you have been fighting. Some of you have sacrificed a lot. Legends like Gorgie Dinka rose up when some of us could not speak. They spoke for us on the same spot that heroes before them were murdered. They went to jail for a free Ambazonia. They lost their liberty for a free Ambazonia. Without men like Gorgie, we will not have an indigenous name that when pronounced, we know where we are coming from. We will never forget the legends like Abbe Mukong and others stood for a free homeland, an independent Ambazonia. They refused to collaborate with the occupier. They refused to enable the occupier maintain Ambazonia as a colony. We have met in the past 3 days to review our revolution, to understand how much we have fought, how far we have come. And I stand here today as your humble soldier of the revolution to let you know we have concluded certain resolutions which will be catalogued as the Dublin Declaration. we have concluded that the Governing Council of Ambazonia will not sit, talk, facilitate, negotiate with any enabler of our revolution, any enabler that collaborates to maintain Ambazonia as a colony of Cameroon. We will reject all those who have continuously, by omission or commission, facilitate the presence of Cameroon within our territory and the consequences of its presence, which is the deprivation of the liberty of our people, the imprisonment and incarceration of our citizens, the torture and murder of our people, the displacement of our women, our children, the burning down of our homes, the assassination of our boys, and the rapacious exploit of our resources. The Governing Council of Ambazonia will remain resolute, committed to the defense of the homeland, the defense of the territorial integrity of our homeland, and the defense of the right of our people to live and exist as a free and independent Ambazonia. There will be no space for anyone who, by commission or omission, facilitate, make sure the occupier maintains one more day in the land of our heroes. Number two, we are making sure that we declare Ambazonia as an endangered people. In this light, because Cameroon has used brutality, genocide, with the aim of wiping us off the surface of the earth, it is important that the international community invoke various protection principles to protect the Ambazonian people as an endangered people. We will be reaching out to different institutions of the international system to make sure we call their attention to the plight of our people and the policies of Cameroon that continuously make sure we are eliminated from the face of the earth. The third part of this declaration, we have been defending ourselves from the brutality of Cameroon within the territorial space of our homeland. We have been fighting to stay alive, to protect the integrity of the Ambazonian people. Cameroon has organized the war on Ambazonia from Cameroon. It has supplied its military from Cameroon. It has equipped its military from Cameroon. It has gathered its intelligence from Cameroon to make sure it can assassinate our people, it can burn our homes, it can displace our citizens. Cameroon has used its territory as the space within which it can prosecute the war of impunity against Ambazonia. Henceforth, it is the position of the Governing Council of Ambazonia that a friendly government within Cameroon that recognizes the independence of our country and acts with civility and with humanity towards our people will be for the best interests of Ambazonia. Therefore, the right of the Ambazonian people and for myself to authorize the Ambazonian Defense Forces and to support any indigenous resistance within Cameroon that overthrows the existing system that practices genocide within Ambazonia is now a policy of the Governing Council of Ambazonia. This in essence means the war for our survival can go into Cameroon and it will be legitimate under international law for any target within Cameroon that facilitates the prosecution of the war against our people. It is our right to exist. It is our right to survive. And if it means changing the system within Cameroon to put in place a system that accommodates Ambazonia as a free and independent state, it will be our right. We will invoke under natural and international law. Fellow citizens of our revolution, you have fought a good fight. You have been dedicated to the freedom of our homeland. Tomorrow, we will be addressing you people from London to talk about international contenderhood, the strides we have made. You gave us an assignment. You gave us an assignment to go out and look for a solution for the defense of our homeland, for the liberation of our country, for the protection of our integrity, our value system. You gave us the mandate as soldiers of this revolution to bat for you, to speak on your behalf, to formulate and develop policies that will ensure the independence of our homeland. We will be presenting to you our report card, what we have done thus far at the level of the international system to make sure we can secure friends and partners who can join forces with us to hasten the day that Cameroon finally leaves our homeland. You can be sure where we are today is not where we started. We define our policies clearly. We didn't mince our words. I told you from New York, it will not be a walk in the park. I understand the pain. I understand the sacrifices. I understand the frustration. But you should understand great things come with a price. You should know all those who spilled their blood for Ambazonia more than 50 years ago will not settle for anything less than an independent and a free homeland. I know the anguish and the frustration of the mothers on ground zero. I understand the pain of our parents, the uncertainties. I feel the pain on a daily basis. As a leader, as a servant, as someone who's gone through the tunnel of darkness himself, I hear the cries and the yearning of our people. But I think a little bit more sacrifice will lead us to the promised land. Never forget, the one greatest political activist whom we all worship, Jesus Christ, laid his life not for the righteous, but for the sinners. He gave his life so that we may be saved. For all those who've left before us, the General Amigos, the General Ivos, and all the soldiers who have died, laid their lives for an independent Ambazonia. We cannot, despite the pain, we cannot, despite the frustration, leave this struggle halfway. That is why General Ivo sang that we will never leave our struggle halfway until we reach Boya. This is the only gift we can give them. This is the only memory we can leave behind for our people, for the pain that they have endured under Cameroon, for the suffering that they've endured under a people we once considered our brothers and our neighbors. I call upon all of you to redouble your effort, to fight like you are the last person standing, to make sure you end once and for all this pain of perpetuity that has been imposed over 8 million Ambazonians by a very rapacious neighbor. You should understand we have made progress. The Ambazonia of 2 years ago is not the Ambazonia of today. We are now a people spoken about across the entire globe by friends and foes. They respect us for our dedication. They respect us for our sacrifices. They respect us because we refuse to compromise when compromising will be easy for us. They respect us because even with our dang guns, we have been able to show the international community that we are willing to shed our blood. We are willing to give our life for motherland. My fellow citizens, the future is pregnant. The future is bright. I want to assure you from the bottom of my heart, you are free. Freedom begins with mental liberation, denying to worship the flag of the occupier, denying to sing the anthem of the occupier, denying to consider yourself a Cameroonian. You've rejected all of these vices because you have proclaimed as a free people under the sun, in front of all those who have sacrificed, that Ambazonia is free. A little more time, Ambazonia will be recognized. Tomorrow, we will unveil to you a national plan for the recognition of Ambazonia. We will present to you a divine roadmap that will take you from point A to the point of hope. Don't settle for anything. Don't compromise your integrity because it is easy. Don't facilitate enablers because it is easy. Don't facilitate the work of collaborators because it is easy. Stand fighting, die fighting for what is just, for what is yours, for what is right. Even if you lose, you will lose with integrity. We have set out a difficult roadmap for you. We have not changed our position from day one. We will not compromise the liberation of Ambazonia for any short-term political expediency. You can trust in every word we utter. You can trust in every action we take on your behalf. You can trust in every commitment we make for the homeland and the international system on your behalf. You can trust in our word, in the commitment we show, in our ability to define policies and strategies that are commensurate to the actions of the occupier and to a modern strategy for national liberation and endowment. I want to tell the diasporans, I want you to see yourself as creators of opportunities. The diasporans should know that you have to equip yourself and prepare for the day when you return to Ambazonia and create opportunities for Ambazonia. You are not going to return to be masters of Ambazonia. You are going to return to be servants, to be the entrepreneurs that drive the next generation of growth in our economy. You are going to be the innovators of a new economic, political, and social system that will give opportunities for the millions of our people who through their entire existence have not had a chance. So far we have done well. Don't give up. Keep fighting. You can trust in the governing council of Ambazonia to bat for you, to speak for you, to defend your interests every time of the day, to make sure Ambazonia is free. God bless you all. Good evening.